Hello Star Wars fans and collectors, it's me Jedi Master 98 back again with another Star Wars figure review. In today's Star Wars figure review we're going to be taking a look now at some more characters from the Vintage Collection line, and in these next couple of reviews we're going to be taking a look at characters that appeared in the Ahsoka TV show. Now in today's Star Wars figure review we're going to be taking a look now at a character that made an appearance as part of a flashback scene in the first series of the Ahsoka series. Now this episode alone was absolutely brilliant in terms of the flashback scenes we got from the Clone Wars line, and obviously scenes from the Ahsoka timeline. And this is a character where it's a new release in terms of what we're getting in terms of a figure, but there's a little bit of speculation in terms of what it is. Is this character this? Is this character that? But I'll give you my initial thoughts in terms of obviously the review and in terms of the figure. So the character we're going to take up today is this one, is the Clone Trooper Lieutenant from the planet Teth from the Ahsoka TV show. Now this is the Clone Trooper Lieutenant that we see as part of one of the flashback scenes from the Ahsoka TV show. There's a little bit of speculation in terms of, is it Lieutenant? Is it a 501st Clone Trooper? Is it this? Is it that? Should it have this paint marking? Should it have that? I'm just glad we've obviously got a new figure. The sculpt and in terms of layout of this character is really nice. It's one of the clone figures that I can remember in a while that doesn't have a removable helmet, but I think the whole aspect of the figure and the whole look and the colour scheme is a really nice job that Hasbro have done, and the accessories obviously does help as well, and the posability is really cool, and you could easily army build a couple of these ones as well. So that's your Clone Lieutenant. We'll take a look at this character in more detail in a couple of moments, but let's take a look at the vintage card that comes with this figure. As you see, this is the card for the figure. It's part of the flashback scene. You've obviously got the price at the top that I paid for the figure, name of the character's name there, plastic bubble that protects the figure, the Kenner logo there, and a character of the Clone Trooper in action. And I believe that this was one of the first live action Clone Troopers used. So in terms of obviously the costume made and everything, and I think it's a really nice design in terms of what they've done. Really sets the bar high. Turn the package around, you've obviously got the descriptions in terms of what's going on, the legal stuff, and an image of the character at the back. And if you want to just pause this video for a couple of seconds, you can read the description in multiple languages. But that artwork is really cool, absolute throwback to the Clone Wars movie, because obviously this is on the planet Teth and obviously the series as well. So that is your packaging for the Clone Trooper Lieutenant. We'll take a look at the figure in more detail. Accessory wise, this character does come with two. He does come with the standard Clone Trooper rifle, the smaller version. And he does come with the standard long rifle as well. In terms of articulation, is moving top of the head, shoulders, elbows and the wrists. Torso is movable, movement in the legs, movement in the knees and movement in the ankles. The only thing I'd have to say about this figure is there's a little bit of a mark in there in terms of obviously like numbers and everything. I wish that was obviously done on the foot there so you couldn't really see it, but it is what it is. I think this Clone Trooper, in terms of what you get, the feel for the character and basically everything going on, is really nice. I do like the whole layout and design of this, and I could definitely see myself picking up a couple more of these characters. Give you a zoom in just to show the overall detail. As you see, you've got some markings on the helmet there, which is pretty cool, and just move that up there as well, which is nicely done. So you've got some really nice markings and some really nice paint detail going on. Moving down to the arms, you've obviously got some battle damage going on as well, some markings, and obviously you've got the sort of like little communicator there, and obviously the blue down the arms. Where are we? This little bit on the right, sorry, as you can see there just above the rifle, you can see a little bit there, that's obviously painted out in white, and with the with the packaging and the character in the show, just looking down where I can see obviously the packaging, that is black, but they've sculpted this out in white, but it is what it is. As I said, there's no removable helmet. You can obviously just see a little peg that's underneath there if I was to remove the helmet. But I do like that head sculpt. I think it's really cool in terms of what you're getting, and it's a really nice shade of blue in terms of what you got on getting in terms of what you've got. Get me words out. There's the belt, and obviously move it round to the feet and the legs. But the paint, they've done a really good job, Hasbro, and I do like this one. In terms of comparisons, obviously I do own a Clone Lieutenant, but it's from the Vintage Collection 4-pack from the Attack of the Clones film, and that's pretty much it. Obviously that's your Clone Lieutenant there. Obviously you've got the spots on this one compared to this one, and it's obviously a lighter shade of blue. This one's more sort of like a royal blue, but this is sort of like a sort of power blue as such, but it is what it is. Obviously this has got a removable helmet, and this one isn't, but it's different variation in terms of colouring. I know there's like different colourings in terms of 5 First Troopers from the Kenobi TV show, from the flashback scenes in The Mandalorian and stuff like that, so you've got different colours and everything, but that's just obviously a quick comparison in terms of what you got there. But in terms of this, I'm impressed with this. In terms of, should it have this marking, should it have that marking, Hasbro have obviously, or Star Wars in general, have obviously done this for a reason as such, so basically only them, I reckon, can obviously answer that question, but it is what it is. But I'm happy. You can call it a Clone Lieutenant, you can call it a 5 First Clone Trooper. I'm happy. It's a colour in terms of obviously it being blue. The 5 First or the Clone Lieutenant's colours, they're really cool, and it is what it is. But this figure is really cool, and I'm really impressed. And even in terms of obviously not having a removable helmet, it would have been nice, but looking at it from afar and looking at it up from close, I think this is a really interesting figure in terms of what Hasbro have done, and I absolutely love the paint detail on this. And just move it a little bit closer to the camera because the detail is on point. So that is your Clone Lieutenant from the Ahsoka TV show. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this Star Wars review, and I will be back with many more Star Wars videos very soon. Be sure to obviously subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. So take care, look after yourself, and as always, may the Force be with you.